What's up, y'all? It's your boy Wallow, King Lloyd to the peasants. And little do you know that this is an interview for my man, Mr. James Bradley, with his new release book called H.O.M.O. Do you mind telling them what that means?
Well, the acronym H.O.M.O. is His Other Mask On. The book is about living a double life or living in secrecy just to appease others.
Just to appease others. Can you please elaborate on that?
Well, often in life we do things not because we want to, but because others have prompted us to do so, or we're taught from an early age to do it. So even with lifestyle, I think we are taught that a man and a woman should marry, a man and a woman should love one another and commit to being a family. But oftentimes you have individuals such as myself who choose a different path. But because of your upbringing or the fact that individuals believe that it should be done a certain way, you choose to follow their way instead of your truth.
I feel that. But are you a man of God?
I am a man of God.
So how do you feel about when people say, isn't that Christian-like to be gay? Because in the Bible it does say, be fruitful and multiply. So if you are with the same sex, you can't multiply. You can still be fruitful and still show love to that person, but how do you continue to multiply? Are you multiplying? I know that's a personal question.
I know, it's not personal, and I don't mind diving deep into it. Every day, children are born without a mother and a father, and that's why they're left in this system, because we have individuals who believe that same-sex couples should not raise children. I believe that adoption is an option, and also with the advancement of technology, you can have a surrogacy where someone carried a child for you. I think I'm the ideal person to be a child's father, but society has made it so difficult in the past that I wasn't allowed to do so. But I decided to take reign and hold true to what I believe and move from there. As far as the Bible say many things. Right. And in my book, you'll see that I really go against the grain, because most individuals see me as that preacher or church type individual, but this time I choose to go a different direction. Not saying I don't believe in the Bible, but I don't believe how the Bible is taught. We have to realize that the Bible was written or interpreted by man. If I had to interpret the Bible today, it definitely wouldn't say some of the things that it has in the Bible from the King James Version or other interpretation. It will say the things that were according to those times. Am I saying I don't believe? Am I saying that those interpreters or philosophers were incorrect? No. But I do think people interpret things the way they want to view them.
I like that. I like that a lot. At the end of that, my conclusion is be you. No matter how you may feel or how somebody else may make you feel, be true to yourself, because that's how you can get conflicted. Now, I have a question for you. When did you realize you wanted to be a writer?
Well, I've always wanted to write. I actually have 2 other manuscripts that I started maybe 10 to 15 years ago that I wasn't comfortable putting out, or I didn't have the support. So it started then. But 2 years ago, I started writing this particular book, and also I wrote Time Like These, which is a description of my childhood upbringing that relates to Christianity. And I also use quotes and scriptures to also lend to people that actually helped me along the way.
Now back to what you were saying about the Bible and being interpreted in that time, right? Back in the day, we couldn't read as slaves. So a lot of the things that I feel like that are being rewritten were rewritten by slave owners. Because we couldn't read, we couldn't understand the Bible, and it says we should be respectful to our slave owners, slave masters type stuff. But I think we're talking about God, and a white person did that type stuff. So, and also in the Bible, we don't have no last names. So everybody has last names. Peter Parker has a last name. James Bradley has a last name. Lloyd has a last name. Right. And when you introduce somebody, you say your first name and your last name. Why nobody in the Bible have?
That's something that I never really thought about, but I do know that your surname is important. But when it relates to the Bible and who actually wrote it or why was it interpreted that way, I do believe that our suppressors had a lot to do with it. And as you mentioned, our ancestors could not read, so they really went on with whatever their master told them, and it became a common belief among them, whereas they forgot their ancestry past. And that's why we're, I think, caught in the ideology of how Christianity should look to us, but we never identified how it internalized the person that we are. I decided to follow my religion according to how it appeased me, not to say I'm doing things that are inappropriate, but at the same time, if living the master's way of Christianity suppresses me to where I want to commit suicide, I'm unhappy all the time, does that make that right? And I feel that it's not. Never in the Bible did I see where depression and things like that were a part of everyday living. We have people committing suicide every single day because of their religious belief and them trying to suppress things that really should be out because that's who they are.
So what would you say to somebody that's not sure how to take off their mask and be themselves?
Well, it took me 41 years to take off my mask. And
you just took off your mask?
I just took off my mask.
So you a free mask, you with the locks now and everything. He free with the hoodie. I said, come get an interview, dress up like a book interview. He is casual. He is himself right now. Mr. James Bradley, I appreciate you. To go to the next question, how long does it take you? I know you said you wrote a book like 10, 15 years ago. How long did it take you to complete that book?
Well, this particular book, it took me 4 months. What I did was I took a leave of absence, and it upset a lot of people. I just took a trip to Asia and left. And I said, the only way I'm going to complete this and deal with the demon that I've been fighting so many years is to get away in a positive space. And I think being in Asia actually did that for me, because it took me 4 months to complete something that I've been trying to do for 15 years. I took away the negativity. I took away the doubt. I took away the hatred and all those things, and I was able to complete the book.
I like that. So how do you go about publishing your book? Because I'm working on a little comic myself called The Adventures of Canoe. And I find myself like getting stuck like in the middle of a chapter or in the middle of a sentence, or trying to figure out how the rest of the story goes. What can you tell to the audience to keep going?
Well, the first thing, if you're interested in writing a book and you find yourself with writer's block, a great tool is to have a writing coach. Someone that's actually going to guide you, look at your thoughts, tell you what they see from that, what direction we need to go. In writing my book, I saw where I was all over the place. I wanted to write about this particular thing, but something else came to mind. But having a writing coach actually helped me narrow my focus down. Also, I decided to self-publish. And with self-publish, I went through Amazon because I felt that that was the best approach for me. But there were publishing companies out there, but they weren't a fit for me and what I was doing at this particular time.
So was it with this actual book or the last book?
Both books. I went through Amazon for publication, but the difference is the first book I didn't hire a formatter, I didn't hire an editor, but this, I needed to make sure that the word that I wrote was interpreted and received properly.
So interpreted and received properly. How do you feel about backlash?
Oh, there will be backlash.
Of course it will.
And it goes deep into my life. I shared with an individual that for me, I didn't share the book many years ago because it was more so an embarrassment.
Oh, so this you didn't just complete this?
No, it's been ongoing. But the thing is, when individuals read the book, it will also dive deep into my personal life of who I actually had these situationships with. Because in my book, I don't refer to them as relationships, but situationships. Because
situationships.
They were situationships.
Situationships.
And because most of them...
Add that to your lituation.
Most of them involve married men or men who were in relationship with women, and now I'm embarrassed about it, but I had to stop beating myself up and move on from it. If I knew I did something that was wrong during that time, I wallowed in it. But now I decided that I moved forward. I asked for forgiveness. will I go up to the women and say, I slept with your husband?
Yeah, right.
No, I won't. But at the same token, I ask God for forgiveness, and I forgave myself.
You have secrets in this book.
I have secrets that are coming out.
Can you tell them the name of this book one more time?
The name of the book is Homo, His Other Mask On.
His Other Mask On. Ladies and gentlemen, this is just a sneak peek. Y'all need to go do your research. Mr. James Bradley, go into his book in depth, ask him questions. You want to share with them your Instagram? And
you can follow me at just_JJ or James Bradley on Facebook. I'm sharing bits and pieces of the book, so if you want a good read, you want a good entertainment piece for a party, follow me and you'll get just that.
One more time, Mr. Bradley, before you leave, how can we read this book? And are you doing any book signings?
I am doing book signings. The book signing is on March 27th at Provost from 5 to 9. So if you want to come out, I will be sharing conversations about the book, even taking questions from the audience. Also, if you want to pre-order, you can go on Amazon.com and pre-order the book.
Can you listen to the book online?
You can. It's also audio. So I put it all out there so you can have an opportunity to listen to the book, enjoy the book, and also have questions if you decide to show up.
So you guys heard it here. March 27th?
March 27th.
March 27th at Provost. That is a new black-owned restaurant. Get there or get there. Ladies and gentlemen, you heard it here on The Vault. It's your boy Wallow, King Lloyd to the peasants, and I'm just here to make sure you grow, flow, and blow the fuck up.